Welcome to a journey into the depths of mystery, where the earth opens up, and what lies beneath is a source of endless speculation and wonder. In this video, we will delve into the fascinating world of bottomless pits. These mysterious chasms have captured the imaginations of those who have encountered their stories, leading to tales of the paranormal, the unexplained, and the downright eerie. But what exactly are these bottomless pits? And why do they continue to intrigue us? Throughout human history, the abyss has been a powerful symbol, a mysterious and often terrifying concept that has permeated the myths, legends, and folklore of cultures across the globe. These tales of bottomless pits, dark voids, and endless chasms have captivated the human imagination for millennia, offering a glimpse into the fears, beliefs, and hopes of our ancestors. They reflect our deepest anxieties about the unknown and the unknowable, the places where light does not reach, and where the rules of the natural world seem to break down. One of the most enduring themes in mythology is the idea of the abyss as a gateway, portal between the world of the living and the realms beyond. In many cultures, bottomless pits and dark chasms were believed to be entrances to the underworld or other supernatural dimensions. These gateways were often guarded by powerful beings or marked by ominous signs, warning those who approached of the dangers that lay within. In Greek mythology, the underworld was accessed through deep caverns and dark pits, the most famous entrance being the river Styx, a boundary between the living and the dead. Souls would be ferried across by Charon the boatman, but only after paying him with a coin placed in their mouths upon burial. The abyss, in this context, represented the final barrier between life and death, a place where the living dared not venture, fear of being lost in its depths forever. Similarly, in Norse mythology, the yawning void of Ginnungagap was a primordial chasm that existed before the creation of the world. It was the space between the realms of fire and ice, a place of potential where the first elements of life were formed. But Ginnungagap was also a place of nothingness, a vast and terrifying void that lay beyond the boundaries of the known world. For the Norse, this abyss was both the origin of life and a symbol of the chaotic forces that could unmake it. In Mesoamerican mythology, the cenotes, natural sinkholes filled with water, were considered sacred portals to the underworld. The ancient Maya believed that these deep, water-filled pits were gateways to Xibalba, the underworld ruled by the gods of death. Offerings, including human sacrifices, were often made to these cenotes to appease the gods and ensure the balance between the world of the living and the dead. The water within these cenotes was seen as a reflection of the dark, mysterious waters of the underworld, a mirror to the depths of the human soul. The abyss has also been portrayed as a place of exile and punishment, prison for the wicked, the damned, and the rebellious. In many mythologies, those who defied the gods or broke sacred laws were cast into the abyss, condemned to an eternity of suffering in its depth. These stories served as moral lessons, reinforcing the idea that there are consequences for defying the natural order and the will of the divine. In Christian theology, the concept of the bottomless pit is most famously depicted in the Book of Revelation, where it is described as the prison of Satan and his followers. The abyss, or bottomless pit, is a place of torment where the forces of evil are bound for 1,000 years before being released. This imagery of the abyss as a place of ultimate punishment has had a profound influence on Western conceptions of hell, a dark, endless chasm where the souls of the damned are cast into eternal despair. In ancient Mesopotamian mythology, the underworld, known as Kur or Irkalla, was a bleak and shadowy realm ruled by the goddess Ereshkigal. Those who entered this dark domain were said to be trapped there for eternity, cut off from the light and the warmth of the living world. The entrance to this underworld was often depicted as a deep pit or chasm, guarded by demons and filled with the souls of the dead. To the ancient Mesopotamians, the abyss represented the final, inescapable destination for all souls, a place where even the gods themselves could be trapped. Similarly, in Hindu mythology, the concept of Patala refers to the underworld realms, which are depicted as vast and dark regions beneath the earth. Patala is inhabited by various beings, including the Nagas, serpent-like deities, and demons. These subterranean worlds are described as being filled with treasures, but also as places of punishment for those who have sinned. The deepest layers of Patala are reserved for the most grievous offenders, where they endure endless suffering in the dark, bottomless pits of the netherworld. In many myths, the abyss is not just a place of death and despair, but also a symbol of chaos, primordial state from which order and creation emerge. The abyss represents the raw, untamed forces of the universe, the chaotic energy that existed before the cosmos was formed. It is both the source of life and the potential for its destruction, a duality that speaks to the cyclical nature of existence. In the ancient Egyptian myth of creation, the universe began as a dark, watery abyss known as Nun. From this primordial chaos, the first god, Adam, emerged and created the world by bringing order to the chaos. The abyss, in this context, is both the origin of all life and a reminder of the fragile balance that sustains the cosmos. Should that balance be disrupted, the world could return to the abyss, swallowed by the same darkness from which it was born. Similarly, in the Babylonian creation epic, the Enuma Elish, the universe begins in a state of chaos, represented by the primordial waters of Tiamat, the dragon goddess. From this chaotic abyss, the god Marduk creates the heavens and the earth, slaying Tiamat and using her body to form the cosmos. The abyss, in this myth, is both the source of all creation and the threat of its undoing, a force that must be tamed and controlled to maintain the order of the universe. In Aztec mythology, the god Tezcatlipoca is often associated with the abyss and the forces of chaos. Tezcatlipoca was a god of night, sorcery, and destruction, and he was believed to reside in the dark, swirling voids beneath the earth. He was both a creator and a destroyer, embodying the dual nature of the abyss as a place of both beginnings and endings. The Aztecs believed that the world had been created and destroyed multiple times, each cycle beginning with the emergence of life from the abyss and ending with its return to darkness. Beyond its physical representations, the abyss also serves as a powerful metaphor for the human soul. The depths of the abyss are often seen as a reflection of the unknown and unexplored aspects of the self. Those dark, hidden corners of our minds where our deepest fears, desires, and secrets reside. To confront the abyss is to confront oneself, face the inner void that lies within each of us. In the works of the 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, the abyss is used as a symbol of existential despair and the search for meaning. Nietzsche famously wrote, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you." This idea suggests that the abyss is not just an external force, but an internal one, a mirror that reflects our own darkness back at us. In many spiritual traditions, the journey into the abyss is a rite of passage, a necessary step in the process of self-discovery and enlightenment. The abyss represents the trials and tribulations that one must face to achieve spiritual growth. It is the dark night of the soul, the period of inner turmoil and doubt, precedes a deeper understanding of oneself and the universe. In Jungian psychology, the abyss is often associated with the concept of the shadow. The unconscious part of the psyche contains repressed memories, fears, and desires. The process of individuation, or integrating the shadow into the conscious self, requires confronting the abyss and embracing the aspects of oneself that have been hidden or denied. This confrontation is not without danger, as the abyss can be overwhelming, but it is also the path to wholeness and self-realization. The abyss, in all its forms, remains one of the most powerful and enduring symbols in human culture. It speaks to our deepest fears and our most profound questions about the nature of existence. Whether as a gateway to other realms, a place of punishment, a source of creation, or a mirror to the soul, the abyss challenges us to confront the unknown, to explore the limits of our understanding. In our modern world, where so much has been explained, and so much of the natural world been mapped and studied, the abyss still holds a special place in our collective imagination. It represents the mysteries that remain, the questions that have yet to be answered, and the possibility that there are still things in this world and beyond that we cannot fully comprehend. As we continue our journey through the legends of bottomless pits, it's important to remember that the abyss is not just a place, it's a concept, a symbol, and a challenge. It asks us to look deeper, question what we know, and to embrace the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of our understanding. One of the most famous bottomless pits is known as Mel's Hole. Located somewhere near Ellensburg, Washington, this mysterious hole first came to public attention in 1997 when a man named Mel Waters called into the late-night radio show Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. What followed was a series of bizarre and increasingly unbelievable claims that have since cemented Mel's Hole as a legend in the annals of the unexplained. According to Mel Waters, he discovered the hole on his property sometime in the early 1990s. The hole, he claimed, was at least 9 feet in diameter and lined with bricks that extended down as far as he could see. However, what made this hole truly remarkable was that it seemed to be bottomless. Waters claimed that he and others had tried to measure the depth of the hole using various methods, including lowering a weighted fishing line into it. But no matter how much line they fed into the hole, they never reached the bottom. According to Waters, They had lowered nearly 80,000 feet of fishing line into the hole without hitting anything. But the story didn't end there. Waters also claimed that strange things happened around the hole. He reported that animals refused to go near it, and those that were forced to became extremely agitated. Even more bizarre were his claims that the hole could bring dead animals back to life. Waters recounted an incident where a neighbor's dog, after being thrown into the hole following its death, returned to the owner, alive, changed in some inexplicable way. As if the story couldn't get any stranger, Waters claimed that after his appearance on Coast to Coast AM, the US government got involved. He reported that his land was seized by unknown agents, and he was told to leave the area. He also claimed that the government was conducting secret experiments at the site, and that they paid him a significant sum of money to leave the country and never speak about the hole again. Waters eventually moved to Australia, where he continued to tell his story in sporadic interviews, each time adding new layers of intrigue and mystery. However, no concrete evidence of the hole's existence has ever been found, leading many to believe that the entire story was an elaborate hoax. Yet, despite, or perhaps because of this lack of evidence, the legend of Mel's Hole has persisted, capturing the imaginations of conspiracy theorists, paranormal enthusiasts, and skeptics alike. The story of Mel's Hole has spawned numerous theories about its true nature. Some believe that the hole is a natural geological formation, perhaps a lava tube, or an ancient well that has been exaggerated over time. Others think it could be a gateway to another dimension, or even a black hole on Earth. Some conspiracy theorists have suggested that the hole is part of a secret government experiment, possibly related to weapons testing, or even extraterrestrial activity. This theory is fueled by the claims of government involvement and the mysterious circumstances surrounding Waters' departure from the United States. Then there are those who believe that the hole is a kind of portal to the afterlife, a place where the laws of physics no longer apply and where the dead can return to the living. This idea is particularly intriguing in light of Waters' claims about the resurrected animals, adding a supernatural element to an already strange story. While Mel's Hole may be a relatively modern legend, the Fosse d'Yonne is a mystery that dates back centuries. Located in the small town of Tonnerre, in the Burgundy region of France, the Fosse d'Yonne is an ancient well that has puzzled and intrigued people for generations. This natural spring has been the source of countless legends and stories, many of which are as mysterious and strange as the tales of Mel's Hole. The Fosse d'Yonne has been known since at least the time of the Romans, who likely used it as a source of water. The well is fed by an underground river that emerges from a limestone cave, creating a pool of clear, blue-green water. The water from the Fosse d'Yonne was long believed to have healing properties, and it was used by local residents for drinking, bathing, and other purposes. In the 18th century, the well was enclosed by a circular stone basin and covered with a roof, creating the structure that still stands today. Despite its relatively small size, the Fosse d'Yonne is incredibly deep. Divers have explored the well to a depth of over 300 feet, but the true depth of the cave system that feeds it remains unknown. Over the centuries, the Fosse d'Yonne has been the subject of numerous legends and stories, many of which are steeped in mystery and intrigue. One of the most famous legends is that of a serpent or dragon that was said to dwell in the depths of the well. According to local folklore, this creature would emerge from the water to terrorize the townspeople, and it was only after a local hero slew the beast the well became safe to use. Another legend claims that the well is cursed and that anyone who attempts to plumb its depths will be met with disaster. This idea is supported by the fact that several divers have died while exploring the cave system, leading to the well being closed to the public for many years. The name Fosse d'Yonne itself also shrouded in mystery. Some believe that it is derived from the name of a local deity or spirit that was worshipped by the ancient inhabitants of the area. Others think it may be a corruption of the Latin fossa divina, meaning divine pit, reflecting the well's perceived sacredness. Despite centuries of exploration and study, the Fosse d'Yonne remains a mystery. Divers have mapped out parts of the cave system, but the source of the water and the full extent of the tunnels remain unknown. The well's depth and the complex, narrow passages make it extremely difficult to explore, and the dangers involved have led to a ban on further dives. This has only added to the well's mystique, as it remains a place where the unknown still holds sway. For those who visit Tonnerre, the Fosse d'Yonne is a reminder that even in our modern world, there are still places where mystery and legend thrive. As we've seen, the stories of Mel's Hole and the Fosse d'Yonne are fascinating examples of how mystery and legend can endure in our modern world. Despite advances in science and technology, there are still places that defy explanation, places where the unknown still holds sway. There's something deeply appealing about the unknown. It challenges us, inspires us, and in some cases, frightens us. But it also reminds us that there is still much we don't understand about our world. In an age where so much is known and so much is explained, the existence of true mysteries offers a sense of wonder and possibility. This is perhaps why stories of bottomless pits continue to captivate us. They represent a kind of ultimate unknown, a place where the rules of the natural world no longer apply. Whether they are real or simply the product of human imagination, these pits challenge our understanding of the world and invite us to explore the mysteries that still remain. The search for the truth behind bottomless pits like Mel's Hole and the Fosse d'Yon continues. Scientists, researchers, and explorers are constantly pushing the boundaries of what we know, and as technology advances, we may one day have answers to these enduring mysteries. But even if we do find the bottom of these pits, the legends they have inspired will likely live on. Because in the end, it's not just the mystery of what lies at the bottom that captivates us. The journey into the unknown, the thrill of discovery, and the possibility that there are still things in this world that we cannot explain. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this exploration of bottomless pits and the mysteries they hold, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of more intriguing content. And as always, keep searching for the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface.